Jackson hooks up with a girl in episode 2 of Sex Education season 4. When her handjob fails to get an erection, she fingers his ass and he comes promptly, making him feel little ashamed. Cavendish's most popular relationship was put to the test in Sex Education season 4 episode 2, and it provided the perfect opportunity for Otis to pull one up on O. Granted, he wouldn't have had the notion without Ruby, who is anxious to fit into the school's hierarchy, even if it means cooperating with her ex-boyfriend. Next, we learn that Otis has resorted to stalking Tyrone incessantly because he feels uneasy when he sees his profile online with a buffed-up figure. We understand who he had called in the previous episode as he is preparing to leave the house. Joanna, Jean's sister, knocks on the door. Jean is dissatisfied with Otis' choice, but she doesn't express it right away. Anyway, it's a fresh day at school, and Abby has already established herself as the student body's center hotshot. Ruby recognizes O as one of her primary schoolmates, but O fails to recognize her. Ruby also makes an attempt to fit in by doing activities that would make her more inclusive, such as getting a pride badge or cycling to school instead of driving. Cal and Jackson haven't spoken since the previous season because of what transpired. Otis confides in Eric about his concerns and wonders whether he should join a gym to obtain Tyrone's body. Otis arranges for another room for his therapy appointment, but he is still not sure that O is unique in her field. Meanwhile, Adam arrives to the farm on his first day as an intern expecting to care for dogs, but the woman in charge informs him that he will be teaching children how to ride horses. Desperate to keep his work, he claims to know how to care for horses and drive a car, even though he doesn't. Ruby approaches Otis with a trade. Because Abby and her lover Roman are bickering, she suggests that Otis assist them repair their relationship, and that everyone will flock to him instead of O. She also advises him that if he gets any clients, he should mention her to Abby and assist her get into her inner circle. Eric is part of the inner group after Abby invites her to yoga. When Otis chooses to go to the gym, Jackson notices him. He then discusses the strange bum fingering incident and whether it indicates his queerness. He discusses his disagreement with Cal, without name them. Maeve's first written chapter is not well accepted at her school, as Malloy points out that reading anything that feels like an imitation rather than a true voice is uninteresting. When Otis discovers Eric's connection to Abby's organization, he begs him to do him a favor and put a good word in for his clinic. Eric rejects, stating that he is still getting to know them. Later, Jean is unable to concentrate on her radio broadcast because she is distracted with Joy. She makes mistakes on her first day and is concerned about what lies ahead. Eric, on the other hand, visits the church after being urged by her mother to attend a baptism class and finds it strange that he needs to pretend to be someone else in order to truly fit in. He meets Abby strolling down the road after his church service and tells her about the familial situation he had previously informed her about. The two of them having a great little conversation on religion and acceptance. It also appears that their connection will only improve from here on out. Mr. Groff ended up instructing Adam what he should do instead of continuing his apprenticeship. Despite declaring that he would be more sympathetic to him, he continues to blame Adam for his decision, which saddens him. Maureen helps him see his mistake, and he attempts to be the greater person by apologizing to Adam and offers to help him in any way he can. Otis ultimately admits that he has been monitoring Tyrone because Maeve constantly mentioning him in her talks. She is already irritated by Mr. Malloy's remarks, and the fact that her boyfriend doubts her makes her even angrier. She informs him that Tyrone is gay and then hangs up the phone. Jackson follows Otis' advice and introduces casual consent to his new girlfriend. This time around, everything works out better for him, but as she departs, she mentions that Jackson has a lump in his testicles, which bothers him. Otis visits Roman at school and inquires as to what is upsetting their connection. We learn that Roman is upset because Abby was masturbating in their bed while claiming she wasn't interested in sex. Otis makes him understand that it's likely that she has some underlying concerns, and that a session with him may help her overcome one or two of them. So Roman and Abby go to Otis, who can help them find common ground. This increases his customers since people begin line up in front of his area instead of O's, which irritates her. Aisha and Cal are introduced in the art class, while Isaac brings Ami over to assist her choose the type of art she might be interested in. Otis advises Jackson to have the bump on his balls examined. As a result, he ends up putting his rivalry with O to the test by stating that because the campus is student-led, they should determine which sex therapist should be on campus. Adam gets caught at his internship by the woman who recruited him as he admits he knows nothing about horses. When Jackson advises her she should, Viv takes Bo's invitation to study together on the weekend after turning him off. Later, Ruby agrees to be Otis' campaign manager for the next election, in which he is challenged against Omeeve gives Mr. Malloy her new chapter about her life at the caravan park. She also provides him some helpful feedback on his own rejected essay for the New Yorker. Later, Otis contacts Meave to apologize for thinking about Tyrone without telling her, but he ends up fighting her again when she tells him that she might stay in America if Mr. Malloy hires her as an intern. Following the fight, Otis rushes up to Dolly, the campus network that connects people, and discovers that O has developed a full-fledged music video for her campaign, and everyone on the network is obsessed with it. The final scene sees him eventually giving up and seeking Ruby for assistance, pleading with her for assistance in helping him win this struggle he has thrown himself into.